Do you remember our theory that Nacht's brother is actually the real Nacht? Damn, we did good. But who is the Nacht we know? Is this person who we thought was Nacht actually the real Nacht who just changed his appearance? Or is this his brother Morgen who is now using his brother's name, Nacht? We explain what exactly is going on. After watching this video, everything will be crystal clear. Black Clover 285, spoilers, here in Yami. The Black Clover Chapter 285 spoilers have finally appeared, and what a surprise that our theory is more or less correct with slightly different aspects. Here's the situation. Let's start with things that we can confirm. The real Nacht is exactly as we predicted, the brother of who we thought is Nacht. That said, Nacht is actually the person with the white hair. The person with the black hair is Morgen. Morgen is German and means either tomorrow or morning. This is 100% confirmed. The name Morgen may be different in the official releases, but this does not change anything in this explanation. This is Nacht and this is Morgen. Now for the more confusing part of this situation. Who is that? Who is the Nacht that we all got introduced as Nacht, the devil host? Is this Morgen, Nacht's black-haired brother who just took his brother's name Nacht? Or is this actually the real Nacht with originally white hair that he dyed black for some reason to look like his brother Morgen? Let's start with the deeper analysis. Taking a look at the real Nacht, the older twin brother. The real Nacht has white, open and messy hair and is rather rude. Doesn't really like the magic knights and only uses his magic for himself as he pleases. The first impression is that this description fits the Nacht we know perfectly. Nacht's younger brother Morgen, who looks like the Nacht we know, has black and neat hair. He was a role model and loved by many people. He entered the Magic Knights and loved to use his magic to save other people. The contrast between the two brothers couldn't be stronger. But who is this Nacht who is currently fighting the devils and who is apparently also the vice captain of the Black Bulls? And more important to understand, to whom did Yami actually offer the position of the vice captain? Was it Nacht with white hair because he is an outsider and just the perfect fit for the Black Bulls and maybe even had to join forcefully to operate in his own interests? Or was it Morgen because Morgen and Yami were comrades from their previous squad, the Grey Deer, so that the real Nacht, after he took Morgen's identity, also pretended to be part of the Black Bulls? The reason why Yami and William left the Grey Deer squad was because they were allowed to set up their own squad, and therefore were looking for new members. It is just illogical for Yami to ask Morgen to join his squad to be the vice captain when Morgen was a member of the Grey Deer that have already lost their captain Julius Novachrono, who became the Wizard King, and also their two most powerful magic knights, Yami and William. Taking Morgen as well would literally make the entire Grey Deer squad useless, and in general it just doesn't seem like Yami will recruit someone so nice and perfect like Morgen. I mean, look at the Black Bulls. He just doesn't fit. And if we look at the foreshadowing of all the Black Bulls, we can clearly see that it was not Morgen who joined the Black Bulls but the real Nacht. And if we are being completely honest, he's a perfect fit for the Black Bulls. We can see the same clothes that Nacht used to wear and that Nacht still wears today, even if he looks like Morgen. The messy long hair and the way he walks, everything goes perfectly with the real Nacht and not Morgen. Also, it seems that Morgen, who we thought was Nacht in the flashbacks, is actually dead, which means that the only possible way who this person who looks like Morgen can be is the real Nacht. And there's even more evidence of this, as Jack recognized this person immediately, but has a flashback of Morgen. Morgen in the flashbacks looks happy, as described in the new chapter, and is completely different from the Nacht we know. Jack, who thinks Nacht is Morgen, noticed that Nacht's magic is different than before. This is because it is literally a different person, and then Nacht confirms that Morgen is gone. This means that Morgen, whom Jack remembered, is most likely dead, and Nacht, with the white hair, now has black hair and looks like Morgen. It is clear that Nacht is not trying to hide his true identity, and this is very important as it gives us the first idea that Nacht impersonated his brother Morgen in the Spade Kingdom and not inside the Clover Kingdom. From this we can basically say that since Jack remembers Morgen but cannot remember that Morgen had shadow magic, that Nacht is definitely Morgen's brother. And the fact that we know Morgen is dead but Jack and all other captains either don't know Morgen or just don't know he was dead shows that Morgen's death was most likely kept a secret and is most likely the reason why Nacht needed to take Morgen's identity in order to make certain people believe that Morgen was still alive. And that's probably why Yami never talked about the vice captain, because everything about Morgen and Nacht was a secret. And here we come closer to the reason why exactly Nacht took Morgen's identity and was sent to the Spade Kingdom to spy.
Let's actually go deeper. The biggest question for now is why and how Julius Noah Chrono was able to confirm immediately after Nacht appeared at the captain's meeting that Nacht is actually the vice captain of the Black Bulls as an insider in the Spade Kingdom spying for the Clover Kingdom. All of this, even though Nacht looks like Morgen and Julius, who was the captain of Grey Deer, the squad of which Morgen was a member, should have immediately recognized him as Morgen. The fact that Julius recognized Nacht as the vice captain of the Black Bull, despite his appearance, proves that Julius sent the real Nacht to the Spade Kingdom, and Julius knows that this person simply cannot be Morgen because Morgen is dead and because he was the one who sent Nacht to the Spade Kingdom. The question now arises as to why the real Nacht accepted the offer to join the Black Bulls as the vice captain, even though he never originally intended to join the Magic Knights. He is described as someone who only uses his magic for himself. For him, who has now joined the Black Bulls, there had to be a very good reason why he did that. The reason must have a direct connection with the reason why Nacht changed his appearance to Morgen and why Nacht was sent to the Spade Kingdom. This point becomes even stronger as we now understand that people like Jack or any other captain actually don't know that Morgen is dead, which means that Morgen apparently never officially died, which means that Nacht took the appearance of Morgen because it may have been necessary to cover up Morgen's death as if Morgen were still alive. So it could have been possible that Julius originally sent Morgen to the Spade Kingdom as a spy, but Morgen died for reasons still unknown, and since Nacht is part of his family, he obviously received the information about his brother's death. This must have somehow got to the point that Nacht was offered to become a spy for the Clover Kingdom since he is Morgen's twin brother, and Morgen possibly had already contacts in the Spade Kingdom. Morgen's mission was likely extremely important, so that it had to be continued, and therefore only Nacht came into consideration, or Nacht himself asked to finish his brother's mission but could not avoid the fact that he had to be a Magic Knight if he wants to cooperate as a spy. This would explain why Nacht hates the Black Bulls but joined this squad nonetheless. When asked why he joined the Black Bulls, Nacht replied by saying as long as he could act as a Magic Knight, he would work anywhere, along with the fact that he only uses his magic for himself and would normally never join the Magic Knights unless it's a personal matter, and the fact that his brother has died and Nacht had to take the identity of his brother leads to a single direction. Morgen was sent to the Spade Kingdom by Julius as a spy, but unfortunately died. Nacht then wanted to continue his brother's mission either voluntarily or on request, but could not because he was not a Magic Knight, and so Yami offered him a position as vice captain of the Black Bulls. This allowed him to operate freely, and all that was left was that he had to take on the identity of Morgen, his younger brother, because Morgen was likely already known in the Spade Kingdom. This means Nacht didn't try to impersonate Morgen inside the Clover Kingdom, but the Spade Kingdom. Nacht then continued the mission of his brother, and later in the Spade Kingdom, he became a devil user of 4 devils. That's why Julius didn't know anything about Nacht's devils, since this happened in the Spade Kingdom. Everything else didn't surprise him because he already knew about Nacht's true identity. To keep it simple, the way this whole captain's conference was concluded, we can say that no one but Julius knew that Morgen Faust was dead. Julius Noah Chrono knew that the real Nacht is the vice captain of the Black Bulls and just looks like Morgen. Based on the behavior of Julius, it can be assumed that Morgen's older brother Nacht took Morgen's identity because this was necessary for the mission. In order to act as a magic knight in the Spade Kingdom, he had to join the Magic Knights, and so Yami therefore offered him a position as a vice captain in the Black Bulls. Nacht accepted this offer, although normally he would never join the Magic Knights, but in this case he does it for his brother. Another possibility is that Morgen died in some other way, and Nacht, who wants his brother back, knew about the Spade Kingdom and the demonic rumors. So he decided to act as a spy and had to join the Black Bulls to act as a magic knight and spy for the Clover Kingdom. All because he wants to revive his brother Morgen. This possibility arises from the fact that Nacht's last name is Faust, and Faust is a reference to a book called Faust by Johann Wolfgang von... Okay, I can say it. Johann Wolfgang, alright? Wolfgang, I don't know. In which the main character's name is Faust, who had a pact with the devil and a strong interest in necromancy. Necromancy is the resurrection of the dead. However, this would not explain why Nacht changed his appearance but does not hide his true identity in the Clover Kingdom. That's why we believe that Nacht had to take on Morgen's appearance, because Morgen was originally the spy himself but sadly died. So guys, let us know what you think of our theory down in the comments below. And guys, we worked really hard to make this video, so please don't forget to smash the like button, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. It helps us a lot to contribute and to make more banger contents like this. So that's it for today folks, see you guys in the next video. Yami out.